Variety is the spice of our station. Relax, relax, relax. Radio.
What's up, people? It's Kyle time. It's the vibe time, actually. And so, everyone listening in, grab your bikes. We're about to go for a little ride. Let's go for a little ride. Guess who I am? Dominic Toretto. Family comes first. Now, the top five bike trails in Wales, okay? I mean, if your tire is flat, please blow some air into it. All right? Don't be going around with flat things, all right? No one likes flat. No flat tires. There are no flat roads in these mountains, so no flat tires. All right? Blow some air. And now here are some, we can talk about, bike trails in Wales, all right? The Lambrai Trail, Snowdonia. The Lambrai Trail in Snowdonia. I spoke about Snowdonia yesterday as well. A beautiful place it is. I bet you do. Okay. And, these places that you can go for bike ride. Why am I saying go on bike ride? Well, it's quite simple. You just get on a uncomfortable seat. I guess to be honest, when I saw people how they ride bikes so fast, it's because they never sit on their seat, right? They are always, always standing. They want to stand and just do their thing, like, all right. And the best, I mean, when I saw that, I thought, yeah, it's because the seat is very uncomfortable. I mean, some things are just too small. And places. I mean, I always thought as a kid that okay, that's why they don't. Why when you have a chair, why you have a good chair? Why you don't sit on it? But then I'm like, oh, this is why. Okay, what kind of a tiny thing is this? How is this a seat? This is why people stand. And then after that, you understand. Oh wow, this takes more of a workout at all. Okay, but it also increased the speed of everything. Oh, that's when I understood. Okay, you stand to pick up speed. Yeah, or step on it. Yeah. Oh man. It's basically having a time, okay, where you just take the bike and just go somewhere and just go and start slow. Like that. Woo! Yeah, that happened to me once. Once I was going with a bike ride with my friend, and after that, we just went down, which was going around our block and everything. And suddenly, he told me follow him, and I followed him, and we went on this trail. And suddenly, I just saw no road from this place, just straight downhill. Okay, he just went, he's just going down, the experienced rider. Okay, but for me on the other hand, I'm just going like a normal, like a normal chill out dude, guy who's chilling out on the bike. And I see that, I'm like. I was screaming the entire time I saw it. I'm like, ah! Oh man. I forgot that I had brakes and I just kept on going. Eventually, I passed my friend. I'm like, ah! Help! Oh man. It's bike rides are amazing. Okay, I mean, it's about the experience, it's about the time, and it's about sometimes you can use the bike to get on a make quick getaway if you do find a place like that. All right, but places like this, when you're going on like scenic routes for trail biking. Okay, Afan Forest Park, South Wales is also another place which you can go to. Now, it's recently voted for one of, Red Bull's top 10 mountain bike spots in Wales. Hey, this is also another tournament spot which you can go for. Okay, it offers 6 incredible trails for cyclists of all abilities, once again. For those who have never ridden a bike before, please take the one for the children. Thank you. All right. Sometimes if you get... if a kid passes you, like, ooh, is that what you get? You mean, how old are you? You're 30 years old, you still don't know how to ride a bike? And a 5-year-old kid just passed your wind, man. You're like, leave me alone. I'm depressed now. Ilan Valley Loop, Settled Wales is also a place which you can go to. I mean, you can go for many places like this, okay? You can keep going and, Brecon Beacon, South Wales, Penmachno, Snowdonia. All right, is a place to go for too. But as long as you know how to ride a bike, is the way how you can experience everything Okay, I mean, people who actually go on for bike rides. Okay, you must have known that there is this certain thing that we do that we just want to be like, oh, you remember all the movie scenes from Mission Impossible, like that. Although the mountain bike doesn't do that, you just making it from vroom, 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 and you're actually making a sound from maybe an evo, an evolution. All right, and you're just gonna and then you go and like, yeah, I'm just gonna take it slow, man. Don't mind me. All right, I'm just gonna take it slow, people. You know, I'll build up speed afterwards, gain momentum later, and then thrust forward. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Also, one more thing. All right, everyone. There is a lot of things which you can do for regarding bike rides, or is mainly do your stretches. All right, people who don't look after themselves before they go for a long bike ride end up getting cramps on their calves, and suddenly their leg doesn't work, and eventually you lose control, and you won't be only have to worry about your calf for here and after. You'll have to be worried about everything else. Check out mountain bike accidents. Whew. Man, it just makes you think about what you want to be doing all over again. But yeah, people who have actually gone through those accidents have actually gotten back up and gone for it again. I mean, if you have the willpower, if you have the mindset, go for it. Mhm. So, when you actually go for mountain bike rides, first thing, for at least for the week, at least for a week, do some proper workouts. Do not ride a bike, walk. Okay, and then eventually on the last few days, ride a bike. All right, but also when you do get there, doesn't mean that you've been training for some major event, a major tournament. That doesn't mean that you do that. No, you are just making sure that you have a peaceful ride down a beautiful pathway. All right, like the hills, like the forests. All right, like in Lake District. I'm happy to say Lake District looking pretty nice, I gotta say. What's more is, it builds up fitness. All right, people who don't even step into the gym, it just needs a bike ride. All right, it's basically cardio right there. So it's good for you. All right, suddenly then I mean, usually people find motivation, like people who actually big in size. All right, who are big in size, actually find bike riding a better way to exercise and lose weight other than going to the gym, because bike ride, you can do it all the time. All right, you can go to work in a bike. All right, depends if you but don't be a stinky now and just start everyone's work day off with a who stinks here. Huh, my goodness. And also, all right, keep making sure that you have this momentum, this willpower, and also, even if you are afraid of, because this is where bike ride, fear of bikes, and also fear of heights come together. Fear of bike, fear of heights come together, and this is where you should have the willpower, okay, to make sure that you are going to conquer this fear, whether you like it or not. All right, I mean, you pretty much don't like it, but this is something that will hold you back. Okay, don't let fear or anything hold you back. Right? Get rid of fear. All right, with like a snap of a finger, it's so easy to get rid of fear, but it's the hardest part is getting your fingers to snap. But once you do snap, it's all gone. All right, because you've conquered the fear. You've done it. If you didn't want to do a bike ride for 2 kilometers on a mountain, all right, but you did it end of the day, and although no matter how much terrified you were, you can do it again. This is the best part about it. All right, you can have the most motivational time to do anything. All right, I mean, especially a bike ride. I mean, it's just fear and a rush all at the same time. You know, just taking a bike, and I mean, the facial expressions of could be something else. I mean, those would be the future memes. People who have driven mountain bikes for the first time. People who actually, like, professionals are like this. Reflexes, going like this. I'm like, oh, right there. All right, and then we have the people who just got to know that there is a bike. That's thing called a bike. They're like, oh no, I can't stop this thing. The brakes are right there, bro. It's right there, and you're like, I can't stop. I can't stop. Out the brakes. You basically lose every, the willpower to just, like, oh my god, I just can't do this. Stop the bike. And then suddenly you're telling your friend, this is what happened to me. Yeah, this is how I got over fear. It took some time. Okay, but this is how I would be like when I couldn't stop. All right, the paddles just kept on going faster, knocking my legs, and giving me bruise. I'm like, ow, ow, and I just can't stop it. Okay, I was going at a really high speed. I didn't see that hill, and I just kept going. I didn't decide to hold the brake, and then suddenly I'm telling my friend, dude, I can't stop, and it's like, hit the brakes, and they're laughing. Okay, they're laughing their backsides off. Okay, and I'm like, I'm basically in fear, and I'm like, I can't stop. What do I do? He's like, hit the brakes. What brakes? The brakes don't work. It's right next to your arm, and I'm like, oh right. And then as soon as I was gonna hit the brakes, I hit a wall. No bruises or anything, but oh man, I didn't ride a bike for about 5 days after that. 5 weeks actually. Yeah, I didn't even want to step out of my bed for what I went through. I felt betrayed by my friends. You know, they abandoned me, and I just went straight into a wall. So sad. Anyway, those friends right now, I don't know where they are. I'm kidding. They're my best friends, dude. All right, they're still there. They're still there. And but they were just having a ball of a time. I was laughing after maybe 6 months of it. It was a traumatic. It was a traumatic event for me. I just went down the hill and I just couldn't stop. That hill I told you about. All right, I just went down and I just couldn't stop, man. It was the most terrifying thing ever. I thought my bike was going to topple. I was going to go. Oh no. Yeah. So this is me telling you where you can go for bike rides, and all right, like especially mountain bikes, and also this is me scaring the living lights out of you. Basically scaring the living lights out of you. I think you need a break from me, no? Okay, we'll be back soon. This is Kyle with you on the Vibe, right here on Relaks Radio.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday, and what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you got to start with saying, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with, and your education level or your lack of education or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account, and then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday, and what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million, and they're different. Right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws, so different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies, and then you step up into different things.
Is the spice of our station. Relax, relax, relax. Radio.
What's up, people? What's up? Once again? And so did anyone get their bike ride yet? No? Okay. So we are going to actually, the reason is why bike rides are actually the most effective way and the most creative way to travel, and also still the safest way to travel, okay, is but not on the streets. All right. So if there is anything that you need to do, is go for a bike ride. All right. Start from home, end at the hills. To the hills, my friends. The hills have eyes. Okay. So that's another place where you can go to. And have a good time, man. It's going to be, don't think about it. It's going to be tiring. It's going to be like, oh, man, that hurts. Okay. But end of the day, with a beautiful view like that, I think you're gonna. I know you're gonna feel totally different about it. All right, things are just gonna be. You're not even think about it. You're gonna feel the pains afterwards, after the ride, because once you get used to it, all right, you are just gonna eventually, just forget about it and go fast. It's all about going fast, and once you get off the bike, you'll be like, ow, what on earth are these? Oh, my legs. And because of that, okay, people have a way of, connecting with nature a lot, because, it's something that doesn't harm the environment. Okay, there is no pollution in a mountain bike. There is no basically nothing that can harm nature. So that's it, like petrol or diesel that can actually just leak and start a fire and burn down. It's a much more safer for nature and also for yourself. Okay, and it's a much more fit, much more active workout for you. All right, but it's something that you will not regret end of the day. Okay, so go on a bike ride, take these journeys up the hills and down the hills, and also in between the hills in a cave or something. Okay, and just have fun, man. Okay, it's all about having like proper fun with it. Okay, it doesn't matter how much it is, like, because see, end of the day, you are not spending much on the destination or on the vacation. You are actually going on taking your own mountain bike. If you don't, I would suggest buy a new one. Do not buy an old one. All right, always buy a brand new, because this is also something uh that's going to basically travel you in it. Okay, so you might want to have the best experience and also the best bike in town, or the best bike that you've had. Do not go and fix an old one. Yeah, it won't end pretty for you, babe. It will not end pretty for you. Okay, so yeah, take those precautions and everything will be quite all right. All right, and go on bike rides, because it's good for the legs. All right, people, I believe, who actually have, there are diseases out there, okay, which like diabetes, and what else? There are even things like uh wheezing, and also like fatigue. All right, and people also, not just fatigue people, but people who are also very fragile. All right, this is a nice way of building up your muscles. All right, your entire muscle. Women and men all in one can actually build up properly with bike rides. Okay, Michael Phelps, look how fit he is. All right, he doesn't go to gym, he's just a swimmer. All right, but he's also the most fastest swimmer ever. hmm Isn't that one? Yeah, that's exactly something that you need to go for. So when you do actually go for a bike ride, there's also a good chance that you will improve your self confidence a lot, because see, you are the only controller of the bike, and it will go according to you, according to your speed, according to your maneuvering. Okay, and it will give you self confidence in yourself, and okay, I'm gonna finish this ride with the best of my ability, and I will succeed. hmm Everything is motivation. All right, like kung fu is everywhere. Danielson, kung fu is when you wax a car and you wax off a car. When you paint side to side, kung fu is the way. hmm So, kung fu is, yeah. Hey, you can go to kung fu places, like, in a bike ride. You can just go and check out how it all happens. You're going to be like, wow. Actually, no, that's not what happens in kung fu. Basically, like, okay. The Karate Kid, the redone, the redone movie of Karate Kid was an epic way of doing it. Okay, it showed kung fu at its best. All right, it showed amazing places as well. We got some people logging in. Hey guys, Praveen Sudarshan, Abid, and also Bulbul. Great to have you guys. Okay, and also Muzi, great to have you guys too. All right, great to hope. If you have gone for bike rides, okay, drop a comment, or even send us a message on the WhatsApp line 07852473473, because we're talking a lot about how cycling is the best way to keep your fitness up. End of the day, people don't want to be like yeah all the time. Okay, that's why they skip leg day. All right, oh wait, you can keep the gym for upper body and go to leg day for cycling. Exactly. Come on, man. That's the best way to do it. So the most common sense to do is keep bicycling on your leg day, and also gym for upper body, right? So that you never skip leg day or go to the bike in the gym. The bike rides are the most best ways to keep fitness up. Okay, and it's amazing. So why not do it? Exactly, people. All right. So do the bike rides. Go everywhere. Go to your next neighbor's house, or not next neighbor, the next neighbor's. Travel. Go around your street. Go around your block. Anywhere. Just go for it. Okay. Bike rides are just going to change your life forever. They're going to change your fitness level. Okay. Because there are places to go in Scotland too, like the Scottish Highlands is a place to go, and the Isle of Skye route in a Hebrides. Okay, and Scottish Highlands had a better view of everything, and also the Newcastle, also Newcastleton, also is another place to go for. Torrington in Scottish Highlands also is a place to go for proper, bike rides, bike trails in Scotland. All right, go for it. I say go. If you're close by, go. Okay, riding a bike has its own way of curing depression, anxiety. It's basically taking away a lot of things, a lot of negative things out of your way. Because once you ride, okay, imagine yourself walking through, and suddenly the wind is taking away all the negative energy in your body, right? It's just falling off as you ride. Okay, you are being refreshed. You're doing a workout, but you're feeling refreshed. Okay, all your worries and thoughts about it, okay, you just imagine it going away because of while you're in a bike. Okay, you can imagine while you're walking too. Okay, just a mindset. Think that the outer layer of your entire body is filled with negative thoughts, and the only way to get rid of it is to keep moving. Okay, once you move, everything just wipes away. All right, just lets off you. Okay, gets totally off you. So this would be an amazing place to go to. All right, and right now, people, I'll be back soon. Okay, so take the bike ride. Okay, don't worry, nothing's gonna happen. All right, as long as you are positive that you are gonna have a fantastic time, then I'm positive that I will be able to hear a lot of stories from you about your bike ride. Okay, hey, if something does happen, just make sure that you look after yourself. All right, you act responsibly. If you think the hill is too steep, but you want to go fast, don't go fast unless you can actually handle it. If you can't, don't even try it, Missy. Don't even try it. Sky on the vibe. We'll be back soon.
Variety is the spice of our station. Relax.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, "You've had one to forget," God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Well, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, has how much it's changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no. If that makes sense. They can't
accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you, how did I do? Well, you didn't do very well. And they get upset, And when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young. Well, I still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, I'd say to me, "You had one to forget."
That's it. Your dad sounds like a smart guy. I mean, yeah, that's the real fact of the matter. Yeah.
He'd say to me, "You had one to forget. Get over it," and that was it. So I'd dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, "You've had one to forget," God, there'd be an inquest. why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son. I've just, or daughter, I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well in the UK. You know, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. You know, when it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. You know how much. A lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, you know, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. You know, for the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.